Who invented dirt bikes? You guessed it, Honda. The funny thing is that it wasn't something that they set out to do on purpose. The Honda team was frustrated and just letting off steam. Some of the biggest business breakthroughs come about through sheer luck. Let's find out how it happened. It's 1958. Honda is one of the leading motorcycle manufacturers in Japan. Now it's time to conquer the world. Soichiro Honda and Takeo Fujisawa sent Kiichiro Kawashima to look for sales opportunities in different parts of the world. Kiichiro has been with Honda for many years. He joined fresh out of the Hamamatsu Institute of Technology and is now a personal friend of Soichiro. When Kiichiro goes to America, he finds it's kind of the land of automobiles. With all its vast distances, Americans need cars. Kiichiro feels it will be a hard market to enter. The motorcycle market is also small in America. Sales are only between 50,000 to 60,000 motorcycles per year. This is only 1/10 of the market in Japan. In Japan, people are riding motorcycles every day and everywhere. They ride them on and off the road to get to work and to the shops. Average Americans don't ride motorcycles. They drive motor cars. The small number of people who do ride large motorcycles of 500 cc's or more. They use them for over-the-road distance drivings where power, size, and speed are vital. Motorcycles also have a negative image in America. This has been influenced by the image of groups like Hell's Angels. Motorcycle shops are dark and greasy and not inviting. Back in Japan, Kiichiro tells Soichiro and Takeo that Honda should begin with Southeast Asia. He thinks it will be very hard to compete in America. Takeo says, "Let's do America. It's the center of the world's economy." The feeling is, if they succeed in America, they will succeed worldwide. Kiichiro arrives back in Los Angeles later that year, and America Honda opens its doors in September 1959 with the lineup of the Dream, Bentley, and the Super Cub bikes, which did enormously well in Japan. But Kiichiro doesn't have high hopes for the Super Cub in America. The Super Cub is a tiny 50cc scooter. What would Americans even use it for? The team plans to focus on the more powerful motorcycles like Dream and Bentley. There are different stories about why the Honda team in America changed their selling strategy. There are problems with the Dream and the Bentley. Some reports say they aren't handling the tougher conditions or speed down highways. Shipments are returned for problems to be investigated. The team, therefore, has nothing else to sell but the Super Cubs. Another story goes like this. Kiichiro is frustrated with the problems he's experienced. He and the team take their Super Cubs into the hills to let off some steam. Off-roading isn't something people in America are doing back then. Some people see the Honda team and want to try dirt biking too. Word spreads, and soon the Honda team finds they've invented the whole new market in America quite by chance. People start using these small bikes on trails and campgrounds. This pretty much kickstarts dirt bike riding as we know it today. It's likely that both stories are true. Honda continues to focus on selling their smaller motorcycles to the on-road market. To do this, they must transform the image of motorcycles in America completely. They also continue to expand the dirt bike market they created. In the end, Honda does not only introduce dirt biking in America, it also transforms the image of motorcycles in America completely. In just a few years, motorcycles no longer belong to motorcycle gangs and serious bikers, but to everyone. They become part of ordinary American life. You meet the nicest people on a Honda, was their motto. This is how they did it. They run bright, catchy ads that don't even use the word motorcycle. The Super Cub is advertised as nifty, thrifty, Honda 50. Honda staff wear business suits to look professionals. Their own showrooms are spotless, and they encourage dealers to market in a similar way. Then Honda launches another memorable advertising campaign, created by their agency, Gray Advertising. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. Soichiro Honda doesn't like convention. One of the films begins with the words, "You can be conventional and use 4 wheels." Then it shows how you can try something different. Avoid traffic, avoid uphills on a bicycle, and save money on a Honda. Gray advertising convinces them to sponsor the Academy Awards. Honda is the first foreign corporation to do so. This is also unconventional and becomes a topic of conversation. The idea that nice people can ride motorcycle catches on. Sales of the Super Cub, or Honda 50 as it's known in the U.S., take off. It has broad appeal. It's small and easy to ride with a quiet 4-stroke engine. Not a smelly, loud 2-stroke. It appeals to men and women and becomes popular with students. It has a wide step which stops the wind lifting up a woman's skirt. Price is $250. It's reasonable and 75% less than Harley-Davidson. By the end of 1962, America Honda is selling 40,000 motorcycles a year. Kiichiro also arranges to have the Super Cubs sold in sports goods stores and camping stores. Honda starts manufacturing motorcycles especially for dirt bike racing. They make suspension stronger and increase traction with larger tires. Competitors quickly follow, keen to get on the action too, but Honda keeps moving ahead. Ever wondered what the difference is between a motorcycle and a motorbike? Why do we call it a dirt bike riding and not dirt cycle riding? A common myth is that a motorbike is less powerful than a motorcycle, but actually the two are completely interchangeable. The word motorbike came a lot later and grew popular in the 1950s when people preferred fewer formal words. But it never really caught on, especially in America. It's used in the UK and Australia. In America, motorbike is associated with smaller kids' bikes. Everything's opposite in England anyway. They call public schools, and private schools, public schools. Motorbikes, motorcycles, everything's backwards there. But back to Honda, who by 1964 has become the world's largest manufacturer of motorcycles. It didn't take them long. This brings us to the next chapter in the Honda story. It's finally time for Soichiro's dream of making cars to become a reality too. Turns out that this is already happening. Honda's first automobile is the T360 mini pickup truck. It's 3 months later and the X500 sports car is released. It has chain-driven rear wheels that show its motorcycle origins. It's based on the S360 Roadster, which, though developed for sale in 1962, was never produced. Now it's 1969. The N600 model is launched. Honda uses its established dealerships to sell. In the beginning, the four-wheel N600 is displayed amongst the motorcycles. The cars don't have the same logo as the motorcycles. The logo is simply H for Honda. Not much is known about the origins of the logo we know today. It was created somewhere towards the end of the 20th century. Some say the H is broader at the top to symbolize reaching for one's dreams. You could also imagine two wings if you're really imaginative. And if you're even more imaginative, you can see the wings closing in to form the A logo of Acura, Honda's luxury brand in the US. The official story is that it's just an H for Honda. Some people wonder if Hyundai copied Honda's logo. The answer is no. Hyundai is a Korean word that means modern. The H not only represents the company name, but also the customer and company shaking hands. The oval represents global expansion. Yeah, well, if you ask me, it really looks a lot like Honda. That's their take, not mine. But this story is not about Hyundai, so let's get back to Honda. It's 1964. The Honda RA271 is Japan's first Formula One race car. It debuts at the German Grand Prix. The following year, it wins in Mexico. Soichiro and Takeo retire together in 1973. Soichiro stays on as director and is appointed supreme advisor in 1983. People magazine dubs him the Japanese Henry Ford. It's now 1974. The Honda Civic is launched with its groundbreaking CVCC engine. It's the first vehicle to meet emissions in the U.S. Clean Air Act, and it does it without a catalytic converter. The marketing anthem is, "Leave blue skies for our children." 2 years later, the Accord arrives. It starts as a humble hatchback, but it's a big hit. It's one of the best-selling passenger cars in America. And after a few years, Honda develops the world's first car navigation system. While this is happening, both Soichiro and his wife, Sachi, enjoy skiing, racing cars, hang gliding, and even ballooning at the age of 77. They both agreed that their sons should not join the company. Soichiro Honda dies in August 1991. He's posthumously appointed the Order of the Rising Sun and inducted into the Automobile Hall of Fame near Detroit. Over the next 20 years, the Honda Aircraft Company is established and the first Honda jet takes to the skies. Honda launches the first hybrid car available in North America. If you've watched our video on Toyota, you'll know that Prius launches 7 months later but overtakes the Insight in sales because it has 4 doors. Then FCX Clarity fuel cell vehicles introduced the world's first fuel cell sedan. What began as a bicycle with an auxiliary motor used to generate wireless radios has become the world's leading motorcycle manufacturer and one of the world's leading car brands. Soichiro Honda was a man who believed in the unconventional and in the power of dreams. The man may be gone, but his dream continues.